this is also like what I've been like. I know Rio probably feels guilty, but it I don't like. This is why I was like, this is why we record so much in advance, right? So
Yeah.
that way, like, if none of us want to do it,
Practice.
then it just happens, right? Um,
Yeah.
or if like one of us is like, hey, I don't want to record, there's still two other people. It's not as bad as if it was just me and Ryu. Then it's like, fuck, I can't talk to myself. I might as well just go and stream, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Um I'm sick right now, so I almost
Mm.
canceled, but then I was like, I don't want to cancel and then possibly take a break next week also, because that's just gonna be a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like, next week is the Valentine's specials, um, which no one's confirmed for. But the reason why I wanted to do part two of Valentine's.
Yeah, and I think that was because he was going to his family's, but he's
Well,
not
that
gonna do that
I like.
again.
I'm what I'm realizing is like if I take too many breaks during the week, what ends up happening is I find it hard to do other things.
Oh,
So I'd rather stream 2 hours every day and have that part of my schedule than to try to shove like giant streams every other day. You know,
yeah.
because I find what ends up happening there is I just get like I get burnt out and like of these giant columns because I'm like switching it up too much. I need to have a consistent everyday schedule. So I think what I might start doing in the new year is sort of like have the stream start at the same day time every day I stream, but have it go different lengths. You know,
Yeah.
because like for me, if I say I'm off, it doesn't like I can't physically get myself into doing the like editing and stuff because in my brain this is my off day. Why the fuck am I doing work? You know,
Yeah.
and that's kind of unhealthy. Um, because not in the sense of like grind culture, but in the sense of like, well, okay, so I'm not doing anything productive. Period. Right?
Mhm.
Like and for some others it might be fine, but for me it's like I literally like um I've been fine so far this year, but I know for a fact if I keep going, eventually there's gonna be weeks where like I'll move self care things to days that aren't off days. You know?
Yeah. And that's good because that means you know your limits, and you know where you can and can't push yourself, and when you should and shouldn't. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. It's very important to know your limits, and then to make sure that you know it's good to push yourself, but not too far.
Yeah. Like I was saying to like I said weeks ago, like you need to figure out your bare minimum and then try to stick with that.
Mhm.
Don't try to like find your maximum. Stick with your bare minimum and improve on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Because like if you try to reach your maximum all the time, you're gonna be fucking burnt out. But if you can improve your minimum, your maximum's gonna increase anyways.
Mhm.
It's like now I can go 4 hours, like stream 4 hours, and I'll just be slightly like it'll take me half an hour to like bounce back,
Mhm.
right? Whereas like a year ago, if I streamed 4 hours, I'd be like, you know,
Mhm.
like I'm tired. It's not just like streaming too. Like if you, it's also with food too, right? Like food, exercise, really anything. If you find your bare minimum and just improve on that, it's healthier. Stop trying to like force yourself to be more, because you're just gonna end up burnt out like I keep getting burnt out.
That's pretty much how it goes. I think that's what I do every time
Mm-hmm.
when I start streaming, because I start streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what I was gonna stick to, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
never like set a time. And then pretty much the only thing that I really stream is Valorant. Um, I haven't streamed any other games, but I think I didn't burn myself off from streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't burn myself off from playing Valorant, but I did burn myself out from streaming Valorant, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why, like, I haven't been doing it because I don't really know what else to stream.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been streaming.
Like,
But yeah, like I try myself, but it still happens. The burnout still happens.
mm-hmm. Like, what I found that I was getting burnout with, right, is like the Thursday streams used to be for just whatever game I wanted, right? And that's really cool, but because it's such a difference from my other content, what ended up happening is I'd have to like put all this time and energy into getting in the mindset of that game, right? And because it changed every other Thursday, depending on if I beat it, sometimes every third Thursday, right? Then I stopped wanting to play like different games because, like, sure, it's cool to play this game, but by the time I finish it, it's like maybe it's a month, maybe it's 2 months, maybe it's 3 months, where like I could have easily finished that in a week if I just kept streaming it. Right? And then I found, like, I really like the React content that I was doing. Because it's literally just me watching videos, pausing it, giving my input, and then unpausing it, right?
Yeah.
And like
What were you
honestly,
reacting to?
just YouTube videos.
Oh.
It's like it had such a positive effect on my mental health when I know I've only done 2 streams, but it had such a positive effect on my mental health because honestly, like, like Minecraft is fine, right? But the issue I find with Minecraft is I only have so much I can input to say stuff besides what the game's doing. So I have to kind of wait until someone says something in chat to start conversation. Unless I want to like just bring up a topic, which is I've done it before, right? Reacting is like the perfect thing because I can initiate the conversation. Like I literally paused a video that had nothing to do with the topic that I got on to talk about this random ass topic, and I took a 17-minute video to 45 minute video because I couldn't shut up about this topic. You know?
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I find it really hard because it's like you probably find this too with like because you said you were burnt out of Valorant. It's like with Minecraft, I get not burnt out of Minecraft, but like burnt out of doing the same thing in the game.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah. That makes sense.
the reason why I'm doing for for instance, the RPG Minecraft thing right now is because it's easier for me to pay attention to that than the other server, because the other server, everyone's busy with Christmas stuff, so there's no one on the server, or holiday stuff, so there's no one on the server except like me and 2 other people, maybe 3, 4. Right? I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not bad to change up your content. Like, it feels like, I know Riu was just doing a sponsorship for it, but I think Riu would be a good Fortnite streamer. Because, like, Fortnite has a good thing of, like, people can switch in, but there's only you. Like, you can be more direct with chat if you do solos. You can have a good duo partnership. There's trios, and there's 4 people, and there's even more. I guess what my greater point is, there shouldn't be any shame in
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just dying from
No, you're fine. You're completely fine.
real quick, okay?
Yeah. I guess my greater point is, like, there shouldn't be any shame in, like, not so much taking a break, but as, like, switching it up content-wise. You know?
Yeah. It's just... Sorry. It's just hard for me because I don't like to play, like, solo games
Mm-hmm.
very much. But, like, with people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, like, because I stream during the day. Because at nighttime, like, I'm busy with family and stuff, so I stream during the day. And, I just don't really see any other that I could stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate, like, playing things solo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I played, like, Tomb Raider one time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really fun. So I've been thinking about doing something that again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, you could do, like, you could probably do reacts, too. Like...
And that one time, because, like, I was playing fish, and I got, like, super frustrated, so... Okay, let's go watch some YouTube videos. And, I tried to do it, but, I don't know, it just didn't really go well, I guess, like, I don't know. It was kind of boring. I don't know if it's because I couldn't find, like, good videos or something. Because what I ended up watching was, like videos, you know?
Yeah, what I end up, like, what I do for the react streams is I have a playlist that's ever expanding. Specifically on stream stuff, which, yes, sometimes means I don't end up watching.
Are they videos you've seen already, though?
Not usually. Sometimes, yes. But sometimes I pre-watch it just to make sure there's nothing that will get me, like, banned.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. That's another reason why I ended up just watching cooking videos, was because I figured the cooking videos were going to be the safest bet, especially, like, coming from, like, sites like BuzzFeed or, like, Tasty, like, stuff like that, you know? So that's why I ended up watching those, because I was live and I didn't want to, like, accidentally watch something that wasn't allowed.
Mm-hmm.
trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's YouTube. You never know.
Yee.
But yeah. That's a good idea, though, making, like, playlists ahead of time. And, like, if I don't feel like playing something, I could
Mm-hmm.
just do that instead.
Yep.
Just hang out with, I guess, like, whoever shows up.
Yeah.
Watch the videos.
Like and this will be live. The video will be live by the time I am back and doing content again. But what I've started doing, actually, will it? Hold on. Yes, I will. What I've started doing, or will be doing, is having like an hour or two of React content before the game I'm playing. Play the game for like another like 2 to 3 hours. Take a break with another hour or two of React content. And then if I want to end there, I can, because that's 3 hours. That's like 3 to 6 hours, right? So after 3 to 6 hours, I can end the stream if I want to. But if I don't want to, I can go play the game for another hour to 2 hours. So that way I'm never like bored of what I'm doing. And then if I want to do like more React content instead of gaming, I can. If I want to do more gaming instead of, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just so you can have more options.
Yeah, it also like keeps it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish I had a second monitor, because if I had a second monitor, then I would just react while playing all games. It would be so much better that way, because it's like, because then I like, I A, don't have to like worry about talking all the time, but B, then if I like, I don't always have to keep the topic, right?
Yeah.
Also, I like, this is really bad.
Big bets and you cannot lie.
Yes, but also, I ordered my sister, like, my last bit of my sister's Christmas gifts, like, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They come on Friday. Actually, no, they come tomorrow at 10 p.m. apparently. They won't come at 10 p.m. I doubt it. Amazon doesn't usually deliver that late.
Yeah.
Like they say they do.
I've gotten a package before from Amazon at it was like at 11.
See, it depends on how much, like, I've ordered a lot of stuff. So if it comes at 10 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it was funny because I ordered, I don't like ordering too much stuff in one go from Amazon, right? I'd rather do 2 separate orders or 3 separate orders or so on and so on than like one big order, because yes, I pay more in shipping, but if everything comes at once, A, I'm going to be overwhelmed. B, it's harder to deal with mistakes when they happen because everything's here. And this is specifically big orders, right? I'm not talking about like when I order like 2 to 3 things. But then C, it's like it becomes a nuisance to get everything inside with Ralphie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bunch of Christmas gifts. I finally got the 2 USB drives that I've been wanting for myself, which will allow me to have like put the extra things of the podcast on here instead of just having it like on my computer, having to delete it every so often.
Yeah, because that's a lot. Those are big recordings.
Mm-hmm. it's like I don't really want to need to keep the recordings necessarily, but also like it would be nice to have the raw files for longer than like 2-3 months.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, just to have it as a backup, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what if something happens, like, let's say you post it, and then later on, I don't know, we need to edit something, like, and you need to remove it. It's good to have, or like if it gets removed, it's good to have still, like, have that recording, you know? The raw
Yeah.
recording.
And not just that, it's also like when we do upload to Spotify, I want the edited stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That too. That's a really good idea.
But also, like, right now we can't afford Spotify.
Yeah, I can barely afford my Spotify membership, much less, to actually put stuff on there.
Like, okay,
Um, but also I was gonna say, and this is probably stupid, but also I was gonna, um, I like to, Kobo, can you get your tail out of my face? Thank you. Kobo. Okay, I'm just gonna talk with the cat tail near my face. Um, I don't remember what I was gonna say now. Oh wait, now I remember. I like to get all of my Amazon packages in one big box, but that's because um, I'm lazy and I don't like going outside so much because there's bugs outside, and because my cat tries to run away, or like tries to run and get kidnapped by the Amazon drivers.
what?
Yeah, like somebody picked him up one time, and I was like, "Please don't try to take my cat, because if you try to take him, I'm not gonna like risk it all to save him. I'm telling you, like you could pick up my cat and just take him. You could just leave right now, and I wouldn't fight you. Not because I didn't want to, because I couldn't, because Luna's home, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I let my cat get stolen because Luna's inside, and I can't fight somebody while she's inside. So like, that's why I like all my Amazon packages in one big box. Also, too, my cats love to play with the box, and I like cut it up for them and make little houses and stuff. And sometimes I paint them, and it's so cute.
That's cute.
Yeah, they like them a lot. And also too, because my cats love boxes so much, if I got a bunch of Amazon packages, I would have a bunch of boxes, and that means I gotta like cut these boxes up to put them in the trash, or I'm gonna have boxes all over my house because my cats won't let me throw them away. You know?
That's funny.
Struggles.
I like. I haven't had. Well, I'm allergic to cats, but
Oh, okay.
I live with a cat. I've lived with cats before, so
What
it's not.
about bald cats?
I don't know. I've never lived around them before. But like
Oh, okay.
I've lived with cats before, and like as long as I'm not like around them for too long, I'm fine. Um, because like you know sometimes you don't really get a choice in living spaces.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
I know. That's how it is for my friend right now too. He is so allergic to cats. Like even if they like lick him or brush up against him, like he'll break out in the spot where they touched him.
mm-hmm.
And he's living with what is it, three or four cats right now? And like one of them lives in his living space, like his room is allowed in there, but the rest of the cats are not allowed in there. And it's funny because the one cat that is allowed in his room beats up the other cats to keep them out of that room. So he puts up with just a tiny bit of allergies so he doesn't have to deal with a whole bunch of them. Kovu, please. He's literally like, here, let me take a picture and I send to you what he's doing to me.
It's kind of funny how people will like in terms of content, how people will like they'll complain when someone's content changes Because, like, on YouTube, I get that, right? The algorithm, like, the algorithm favors consistency, and if you consistently change your content, that's consistently inconsistent, right?
Mhm.
That's why, like, the channels that upload constantly different content, they'll do well, but only once they, like, have that initial infusion of people. I don't know what just felt, but that's interesting.
You?
No, something outside, or either upstairs or outs.
I
Do you hear?
heard that.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. Mhm.
I don't know if that's upstairs or not, but that's wild.
It sounds like it could be upstairs. It sounds um like the way that it's coming through on your mic.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a creaking, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the sound of like when there's a noise from upstairs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be upstairs.
I'd go check, but I don't feel like getting up right now.
It's fine.
Anyways, so
It's fine. Somebody up there like, help! Help!
I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, but like on Twitch, like it's so hard to change your like. It's so hard to be consistent with the content because where on YouTube, it's like usually much smaller videos. Like even the long videos are like at most 1 to 2 hours, right? Where on stream, it's hard to consistently like play the same games or play the same or do the same for multiple hours per day.
Yeah.
You like so like I don't get why some people will be like, well, I'm gonna stop. Like I think the way that you should like approach watching Twitch, and this is just my opinion, is watching streamers for the person and not the content. Right? Because, and now I don't mean like the same way you listen to music for a person, right? I mean like do you know what I mean?
Sorry, no, I don't. Hold on, give me 1 second, okay?
Yep. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da, da ba dee da ba da, da ba dee da ba da.
Okay, hello.
Hi. So
Sorry, I started the dryer in
you're fine.
my whatever in my garage, and it started making like this really weird, like scary sound. So yeah, sorry, I was muted, and I couldn't hear. Like I could hear you talking, but
I
I couldn't
wasn't
hear you
I
talking
wasn't
very
saying
much.
anything important. I was just like I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da.
No, no, no. Before that, like
Oh,
whenever you were saying
oh.
like, do you know what I mean?
Okay. I was
You were
just
like,
saying that
you
like
know.
I was just saying like I think people the approach to watching Twitch shouldn't be watching for a streamer's content, but what like even though like that might be what initially pulls you in, is watching
Mhm.
streamers for the combination of the streamer and the content.
Mhm.
Because like people say, oh well, it's hard to get into Twitch. It's like yes, because what Twitch wants you to do is consume the content. It's just consume the content, but there's people attached to the content.
Yeah.
Right? So what you should do is consume content because you like the community that the person's built, because you like the person, right? Like, I'm in Hassan's community, right? And I don't watch him as much as I like, but I'm in his community, and he has a really good community. And like, I would rather. I think it's really weird for people to, like, as saying all that, I also think it's weird for people to treat certain streamers like rock stars, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just be fucking normal.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they're, at the end of the day, they're just people, like, right? But also they're just people, right? Like, I know I'm not friends with Keffels, right? But I also know that, like, you know, sometimes it's fun to make fun of her. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, literally, she called her bamboo shoot Shooty. And I said that was a bad name.
Shooty.
And
That's not a good name.
Right? And then I got given the dunce role in the stream. So now whenever like I type, there's a little like little character with a little dunce cap on its head beside my name. Like, it's not a good name, Keffels.
Yeah.
It's like,
did they come up with that on stream?
No, before. But it's like,
okay.
It's like naming. I said it's like naming a dog Doggy or a cat Catty, or like a fish Fishy. Like, no, that's bad. And like, to make it worse, her other plant is Gerald, which is a funny and good name.
Yeah.
Shooty. Now I'm dunced. I got dunced.
There was no effort behind the name.
I really hope she doesn't watch this.
I do.
But like, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's like, in my opinion, it's weird to like treat people like these people like rock stars, but it's also weird, and put them on a pedestal, but it's also weird to treat them like a friend. Like, there is some middle ground, and like, watching people because you like them and their content is how it should be, and not because you just like their content or you just like them. Like, what happens if you just like them, then you're not interacting with their content.
Yeah, it's always so weird to me when people like make comments like that. Like, they talk to you like if like they actually know you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to whether it be streamers or like in comments, like comment video, like the comment section of like videos, like say let's for say a YouTube video, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they make comments like, I don't know, like if they're talking to you, like if they actually know you, you know? It's like so weird.
Because like, I get it if they're a regular, because like, you know, then they've probably been here for a while.
Yeah, but also too, like, you're still a viewer at that point. You're not like, this person's not like playing with you and like hanging out with you and stuff. Like, you know, like how can I put it? Like, I know streamers like appreciate their viewers, right? But I feel like at a certain point, streamers do become celebrities.
Yeah.
But saying that, you can interact with a streamer much more than you could, say,
like, I don't know, Rihanna, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you may never meet Rihanna.
Well, it it's like, I think I get what you're saying, because like I said the other day, it's like I'm only really the only streamer I'm really a fan of, because it's like I base it off streamers I regularly watch, right? The only streamers I'm a fan of, streamer I'm a fan of is Hassan, right? Because I know for a fact that the likelihood of me interacting with Hassan more than just like on any other level than on any level is not high, you know?
Yeah.
Like, bro gets 35,000 viewers a stream, on average, give or take. Like, that ain't happening, right? But I know that, like, there's other people who I'm not necessarily a fan of. I just enjoy their content. Like, for example, as I said before, Keffels or like Azure, right? Like, Azure is someone who I interact with their content, but also we have like sort of a level of friendship, right? But it's different again because developing a friendship with someone through stream is easier when they through stream and off stream, because we have hung out off stream, right? It's different when that person has under 100 average viewers, right? Like, someone developing a friendship with me is a lot different than someone trying to say Pokemon. You're gonna go in Pokemon's chat and try to develop a friendship with Pokemon. Okay, you're crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But like, you're gonna go into my chat and try to develop a friendship with me. Okay, that's a little weird, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's a different level because
Yeah,
it
I feel like
yeah.
anybody could tell the difference with that. There just might be a few select people that don't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Like, it's
You
wild
mean
to
to
me.
say those are the weirdos we're talking about?
No, it's true, because it's like, do you remember all those people that would try to like befriend Riu, like when he was initially popping off, would come in and be like, "Hey, do you want to be? Can we be friends?" And it'd be like their first message.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like, fucking, what? Who are you?
Yeah,
who?
there was this person who came in the chat one time. I was like, hey, like asked Ryu if they could play with him, and he was like, no, like you can, but off stream, right? And so then they private messaged me after he told them no, and was like, hey, do you think you could convince Ryu to let me play with him? And I was like, well, did you ask him? And they were like, yeah, but he said no, and I'm too scared to ask again. And I was just like, okay, well, if he said no, then it's a no. Like, I'm not gonna try to convince him. It's not my stream or my business.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, he started cussing me out and was like calling me the C word and stuff. And I was like, huh? What? Like, how did this happen? Because they were like so nice in the message where they asked if they could play.
Mm-hmm.
They're so nice about it, and I was like, you know, oh well, if Ryu said no, it's a no. Like, you know, I'm not gonna try to convince you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it got so weird. It's so crazy.
What the fuck? That sound. Okay, that's wild.
Yeah, and I messaged Riu and I was like, hey, just so you know, this person sent me these messages, and he was like, oh my god, okay, I'll block them. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like I've gotten it. I had someone like that. I was playing. I think I forgot what the game was called, but um, it was an indie game, right? And I was playing, like I was playing on stream, blah blah blah, and this person came in. They're like, "Can we play multiplayer?" I'm like, "No, I'm doing this right now. Sorry." You can interact. It was a game. Literally, it was one of those games where you can interact, with the game, through Twitch chat, right? So I was like, "No, you can interact though." And he, in all caps, he put, "I'm your only viewer. You have to listen to me. You have to do what I say because you have to. The streamer has to do what the Twitch chat says."
The fuck?
And I went off on them for a while. It's like, no, I do what I want. This is my stream. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And then I banned them. It's like, and this was back when the mod team was me. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, it was very. But that's the behavior. What I'm saying is like, the rock star behavior is like, it's different from the celebrity behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you treat people like rock stars, you're treating them like as if, like, you can one day you'll be able to interact with them on some level,
Yeah.
right? And like, that's like, there's a certain level of that which is fine, you know, because that's kind of just how humanity is and has been. But then gets to a point where you get people like that coming into chat that we've experienced, those two people that we've experienced, where it's like, okay, literally, who the fuck are you? Like, who the fuck are you? And keep in mind, this was back when I had like 20 something followers, not even. So it's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, you're literally begging to play in a to play on a nobody stream. Like, go outside, touch some grass. You know?
Exactly. I don't care what kind of grass you touch, but go touch one of them.
Like, it's it's
It's what?
it's frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
navigating the space, because on one hand I want to be more open because smaller streamers do better the more open and easily accessible they are, right? But on the other hand, there's all these shithole of people, like shithole people that I'm just like, why would I do why do I want to do that to myself?
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to.
No. And it's why, like, it's why I'm very particular about who can come on my stream. Mind you, I haven't had a guest on my stream in literal months, but, like, you know, that is not the
Yeah, 'cause
point.
you've been using them all for the podcast.
Well, that, but also, like, it's hard to get someone to sit there through a 4-hour stream. It's much easier to get people to sit through an hour and a half podcast. especially since one is live and one is recorded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the stars have to align in order to get somebody on a live stream. I would never.
Yeah, it's weird because like on YouTube, if you get banned, like there's very little protection from my understanding from like people circumventing bans, but on Twitch, if you try to circumvent a ban, it doesn't matter if it was like just or not. The ban was just or not, you'll still get rebanned. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. They find you.
Literally, like, fucking Cole was what? You were saying 0.1 seconds of NSFW, and Twitch fucking yeeted him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and he only showed it for just like not even a second, and yet they have freaking people on there doing ear licking, like ASMR shit.
mm-hmm. There are people. Literally, the person that had sex on stream is, I'm pretty sure, still unbanned.
Yeah, yeah.
And she did it again, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she'd probably do it again. Why wouldn't she? She's getting away with it, so.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll be honest, it's like, I don't think she should have, I don't think she should have been permanent ban, right?
For having sex on stream? I do.
But I do think it should have been a lot longer than a few days. I think it should have been a year.
Yeah. I would say that is like that. Even that would be like a very nice, like maybe after the first time, do like that, something like that. But then if it happens again, like definitely a permanent ban.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like. What's it called? I don't like the throwing out like permabans too often, because what ends up happening, sorry, I'm losing. What did I just say?
What ends up happening?
Oh yeah, because what ends up happening is then like not great people start using that as like a limit test, right? They start using it as like, okay, well, this is what got them permanent ban. How far can I push this before I too get permanent ban?
I mean, people are already doing that. Like, she's literally doing it and getting away with it.
Yeah, I know.
So why not just permaban her all, like, altogether? And also, too, the reason why I'm so okay with, like, permabanning somebody like that is because of her, streamers who are women are not safe on that app. She makes that app less safe for us.
Okay, I think I know what you mean, but explain.
Because people see content like hers and then they expect that kind of content from women.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Like,
you're not on there shaking your big ass titties or licking a fucking ear microphone, then they'll call you a whole bunch of stuff, which they're probably going to do it anyways, but it's empowering those people.
Yeah, like if
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you're doing like, there's a difference between like, say, an amaranth and like straight up getting fucked on the site, you know? Like someone who's like an amaranth. You know who amaranth is, right?
Yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah. Someone who's an amaranth isn't doing harm, but someone who's getting fucked is doing harm, and it's like I don't really care for it harms the thing because people are gonna see it as harmful anyways, right? Like me as a trans person, I've had to learn this year very hard that like people are gonna dislike me regardless of what I do, right? Simply per being trans. So I can't. It doesn't make sense for me to give a shit about what other trans people do, but what people who aren't trans are doing to me or wanting to do to me, you know. But what I specifically, the reason why I see this as harmful, like a permanent ban in this sense is harmful, is not because I don't think she should be permanent banned. I do, right? But the reason why I see it as the permanent ban as harmful is because there's a lot of people on the internet, especially now, who don't have anyone who's not a man, anyone who's not a white cis man's best interest at heart, right? And so if they interpret, if you're gonna hand out a permanent ban, you have to be, it doesn't matter if it's like the most obvious reason why the person's banned, you have to be like super literal with these people. You have to like spell it out for them, because otherwise they take that and they'll start reporting people, making it seem like the you know. And so what I'm effectively trying to say is I don't think she should I think she, in Twitch's terms, which I don't agree with all the time, but in Twitch's terms, I don't think she should permanent banned. However, she should have been banned more than a few days.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you, for something that you know better, and like let's get away from that and move it to something that makes more sense, right? Like I went to school for like childcare, right? I have to do more of that, right? But I went to school for childcare. We would read stories where a parent would ground their child for a year for something that would make sense, but the issue was, because it's a year, does that kid now learn from their mistake, you know? Well, let's say Luna went to school and punched a kid, right? Like, not just punched, but like beat up a kid for no reason. She would never do that, but let's just say, like, right?
Well, she did do that, so.
I'm trying to make your kid look good.
Oh. She didn't do that. She would never do that. Nah, bro, fuck that. She did that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like you know, mine is perfect. No. She does.
No, I know. I'm just like, well, yeah, but I'm like, that was a joke.
I'm like, nah, she did that.
But like, my point is, it would be like, okay, so say in my case, if I had a kid and they did that, right? Why did they beat them up? Oh, because I thought it was funny. Okay, 6 months, grounded. Why? Oh, because I think it's funny. You think it's funny just to beat people up? I think it's funny just to ground you. You know? But it depends on the kid, right? So it's like, I have a friend who won't ground their kid with severe ADHD as long as they will ground their kid who's neurotypical. And she told me the reason she does it like this is because her kid with severe ADHD forgets. And so will forget why they're grounded.
Yeah.
And so if you do it too long, what ends up happening with them is they're not actually learning anything. They're just learning that it's not good, right? So what they said is what they do with that kid is they ground them more severely for a shorter amount of time, right? So where the neurotypical kid might lose the ability to play video games for 6 months, ADHD kid might lose video games and internet access for a month.
Yeah.
Because for kids with severe ADHD, that month feels like a lot longer than fucking 6 months even, right? So you get the same result. And my greater point is like, I like how Twitch does banning now on a case-to-case basis, because what it used to do is you just used to be, oh, if you're this is how long you get banned. This is what you get banned. Right? Except for partners, because partners have always had special privileges with getting banned. But like I do think she should have been banned for a year. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think a year is a good middle.
It's like you know how scared I am of getting banned?
No.
I'm so scared. Like, although I did a friend, I think for me, right, I'm scared of being banned because it's never happened.
Yeah.
You know? It's a thing of like, it's like I'm more scared of getting in a car accident because I've never been in one. Like, I've been in fender benders with my parents before, but like, you know.
Actual accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm not really like, I don't know, I'm not really scared about being banned for anything. Like, being banned, that just feels like, I don't know. I'm not as I guess like it doesn't matter as much to me.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. So for people who are listening, Jay started the middle of a sentence, but then Luna started talking, so she immediately muted.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. That was the thing I wanted to say. Hi.
Hi.
What were you?
My headphones off.
Oh, okay. Oops.
Anyways, sorry. The TV was off in Luna's room. We know that can't happen. Don't let the TV turn off.
Oh no, the TV's off.
Like, it's like World War III is gonna like happen if I don't go turn that TV on.
What were you saying before?
I don't know.
Okay. The fear of being banned.
Oh yeah, so like being banned doesn't scare me. But I feel like other like people are more have more of a presence, I guess, with their stuff than I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like me, like obviously I care about my viewers, um, but like if I get banned, like nobody's heart's gonna be broken, um, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just not as important to me, I guess, if I were to get banned. And I don't know, I feel like I could just go to another like platform. Because like if I get banned for something, I'm not gonna get banned for like I don't know, like something fucked up. I'll probably get banned for like I don't know, showing boobs on stream or something. You know?
Mm-hmm. It's like I forgot what streamer it was, but there was one streamer that got banned for like like their nipple poked through their t-shirt and they got temp banned. And it's like, what? You know? Like, on some level I get it, but on some level I'm like, I get it, right? Like, I don't really agree, but I get it. But then on some level I'm like, okay, it's kind of an insane thing to do, to be like, oh, the shape of a nipple. Banned, you know? The shape of nipple. Now you must be banned.
Yeah, it's just stupid because I've seen plenty of like male nipples on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. And well, that too, and it's also like I'm of the opinion that if you're gonna stream on, like, this is my most quote unquote conservative opinion on Twitch, right? About Twitch. If you're gonna stream on Twitch, I'm of the opinion that you should, when you get to a certain size, you should treat it like a workplace. And I don't mean in a sense of like formal language and all that. I mean like, I've worked in places where we swore all the time. We still like, and even though like, yeah, some of those places, you could build up a sweat. We still wore shirts. You know.
I think maybe instead of saying like treat it like a workplace, maybe we could say like just maintain more of a professionalism.
Yeah.
Because like in a workplace, I don't know. I feel like treating it like a workplace is like that's a little much. But just be more professional, you know?
Yeah, and it's not even me saying be prude. It like literally you can wear the most low cut top. I don't care. It's literally just me saying that like, you know, like,
some people don't want to see your titties.
not
Regardless if they're male or female or whatever titties. Some people don't want to see your titties.
Yeah, not just that. It's also like I'm of the opinion with just that, where it's like, okay, if all people can't be topless, then no one should be able to be topless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not a prude. It's literally just like, okay, if one can't be topless, the other shouldn't be able to. End the story. Because I'm telling you, that will get so reversed. That will get reversed so fast if guys can't take off the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say AMEB. People can't take off their shirt like instantly. Pew!
Yeah, it's true though. That's how it is, not just for stuff like that, but for like for society.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, Twitch is a society, it's just not the society.
Yeah, like I mean, like
No, I know what
you
you
know,
mean.
in person, you know,
Mm-hmm. Offline,
not your
yeah.
online, offline, yeah.
That brings me up to the next thing I want to talk about is like, which is good. It's a small, hopefully a small thing, but you saw my tweet about that. It's like I would prefer people use online and offline interchangeably as opposed to online and in real life, because online people are still fucking real people. You know, like when when we're done recording and I leave this Discord call, you are still a person. You know,
I am a person.
like Riu, just even though he's not here, he is still a person.
Who's a person?
That sounds weird. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like,
I thought he was an entity.
oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, like offline people are still people. They're just not, just because you're still in my real life. You're just not close enough where I can physically be like, hello, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's very fucked up. It's a very fucked up way of like approaching it, in my opinion, because it's like essentially what you're doing is dismissing relationships that people built, right?
Yeah. I'm
And
really
like,
glad you sent that out because I've struggled with what I should call it. Because like I said before, like when I'm talking to like my best friend, I've said before like no, I'm talking about like you know like IRL stuff. And I always feel like guilty saying IRL, but I couldn't think of like anything else to like any other way to put it. And like I always felt bad because I'm like I feel like I'm leaving him out of like what I'm calling like my real life, you know? And he's not. Like he's very much part of it. So I'm really glad you sent that out because now I have a word that I can call it.
It's like for me, it's also disrespectful to the relationships you build to be like, oh, they're not in real life. It's like, no, they're still real life. They're still very real and physical and sometimes physical relationships. They're just not in the same way, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's because it's funny because if you look at old long distance relationships before the internet, right? You wouldn't say in real life for someone you regularly sent letters to. Right? You wouldn't say in real life for someone you built a relationship around through the phone and letters.
Yeah, so why is it any different?
But for some reason on the internet, it's not real life but only if you base it off the 90s internet, right? And so that's where it comes from. Because like now, the internet can physically do so much, right? Like it can be harmful, it can be productive, da 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 da. But like in the 90s, what's it gonna do, right? Realistically.
Yeah, I feel like it is a very like old way of putting it. Because like people who are online and like active within their communities, like they know just as well as we do how real like those relationships can be, you know, like those bonds that you form online with people who you probably would have never met.
Mm-hmm.
That just like, I don't know, I feel like let's say you go to a different country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you go visit a different country and you're there for like a month and you meet somebody, you know, they become your friend for that whole month, and then you guys keep in contact, you know, after you leave, right? Like y'all talk on the phone or whatever, you become friends. Why is something like that any different than, or let's say like, I don't know, let's say I'm your sister and, you know, we used to live together, we grew up together, but now I live here and you live in a different country, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that mean that we're not IRL anymore? There's just distance. It's not a quality of the friendship.
We're still on the same plane of existence. We're still, you know, like...
Yeah. You don't have to have physical contact with somebody in order to form a bond. And that's all it is just physical contact. That's the only difference of why people are calling it IRL and, you know. But, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, yeah, it's... I've been thinking about that for a long time, too, because it's like... I have friends who I haven't talked to since high school, right? And so, like, by the definition, the in real life thing, technically they're not in real life. But that doesn't make sense because, you know?
Yeah.
Like, these are people, like, I hung out with, da-da-da. They're not any less real just because I can't tangibly hang out with them soon.
Yeah. But I think you're right. It does go back to that whole, it's like an old way of thinking, because that's why, like, the older generation is like, what? You're meeting up with somebody you met online? Like, are you sure they're not going to murder you? Like, no, I'm not sure, like, but like, what's the difference if they murder me or somebody like down the street murders me? Like, it's the same risk. I walk into a grocery store, I might get murdered. I meet up with somebody online, I might get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, also use your common sense, be safe.
Like, if I walk down the street and I might get hit by a car, if I go on a plane to America, I might also get hit by a car. Either way, to meet an online friend, I might also get hit by a car. Either way, I'm still have the potential to get hit by a car. Why am I ruling why am I ruling why am I ruling my life based on the fear of what may? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, use your instincts. You know, let other people know what you're doing. If you're gonna meet up with somebody online that you've, you know, known for a while, just be safe about it. But that doesn't mean you have to, like, you should never meet up with somebody online, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like,
and obviously when we say these things, we mean for adults.
yeah.
I'm not talking about for kids.
I mean, like, this podcast is kind of intended for 18 plus. So
Yeah, I know, but some people are like, "Oh my God, how
Oh, yeah,
can you say that?"
sure.
And what about kids? What about the kids? They're not even supposed
Also,
to be
like,
here, okay?
if you in the hypothetical, because I for the harm reduction thing, because I know I can't prevent everyone from watching this, right? If you are here and you are under 18, which you shouldn't be, but if you are here and you're under 18 and you're thinking of meeting up with someone, unless it's unsafe to talk about this with your parent, and if it's unsafe to talk about this with parent, talk to your next most trusted adult. And because what my friend of mine's parent did, that I wish my parents had done, because they wanted to meet up with their friend from the States, right? So what they did is that they said, okay, but we're going to talk to their parents. We're going to email back and forth with their parents. And we're going to, they'll have a vacation over here and you'll meet, blah, blah, blah. Right? So set something like that up if you really have to meet up. Otherwise, I would say you're better off waiting until you're older.
Yeah.
And like, I guess that goes to another thing. It's like, I'd rather cover my bases and give advice for people that I know aren't going to respect the fact that this is not a kids podcast or not a teen podcast, and give them advice for being safe, than just not give advice and assume that they're not watching.
Yeah. Because we've had incidences of that before, where like we say it's an 18 plus, thing, and then somehow they lie and they watch anyways,
Like I told I used to say in my streams, because it's not like on Twitch, it's against TOS to have anyone under 13 in your stream, right? I would say if you're under the age of 13, you shouldn't be on this app. But if you are on this app, shut the fuck up about your age.
Yeah.
Don't talk about your age. Don't mention your birthday, don't mention nothing, just shut the fuck up about it.
Actually, even better, get the fuck off this app.
Well, yeah, I would prefer them to get the fuck off this app, but if they can't get the fuck off this app, then just shut the fuck up about your age. But preferably, like, come back when you're 13.
Actually, no, come back here when you're 18.
Well, yeah, here specifically when you're 18, but on Twitch in general. It's been about an hour and a half, so.
Is it the time?
It's around that time. Like, we can go longer, but we should probably not, because future Pega is gonna hate right now Pega if I would keep going.
We ask for forgiveness later, not permission.
Right. Well,
just kidding. Wash your ass.
Yeah, wash your ass, have a shower, eat food if you haven't, sleep if you haven't. I don't know why you're still here if you need to fucking sleep. What's it called? There's other things. Do your self-care routine. Yeah, take your meds. Do your self-care routine.
Go drink some water.
Yeah, drink some water. Don't be stupid.
Hydrate your ass.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh, and also, like, use lotion.
Yes, on your ass specifically, because it's ashy.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.